Okay, let the record reflect that the meeting of the LaPorte County Alcoholic Beverage Board on this second day of May at 10 o'clock. All members, let's see, are there any remonstrators here this morning? Anybody seeking a new permit? Transferring a transfer? Or violations at this point, renewal after violation, please stand and raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm under penalties?
Hang on. You need to be sworn in. Raise your right hand, please. Thank you.
Okay, we'll start over. Do you solemnly swear or affirm under penalty of perjury that the answers you have given on your application or any testimony you give to any question asked by the board will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. Members of Board 2, which we're doing first, is myself, Ron Schaefer, LaPorte City.
Michelle Trevor, State Excise Police.
John Stimley.
John McDaniel, LaPorte County.
Okay. We have two automatic renewals on here, RR460296 and RR4604-195. Could I have a motion to do the automatic renewals?
So moved.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Thank you. And now for the permit of transfer permit, which would be
Nope. This one.
this down here. RR4635338, transfer to Jinx 3 Incorporated, or no, LLC. Would you step forward, please?
My name is Jeff McKean with the McKean Law Firm, and this is Matt Coddington, who is the 100% owner of the applicant, Jinx. And here's our affidavit.
Thank you.
Posting of the owner's sign.
All right, this is, so what we're going to do today is we're going to hear the transfer, and if that is approved, if the applicant is approved by the board, then we'll go back and renew the alcohol permit for Nikki so that it can be transferred. We're not going to renew it first. So that's kind of why we're going in that order. So Jeff,
Can
if
we
you
give a
want
little
to,
overview?
yeah, like probably kind of a big history because we got a couple of relatively new members that
Absolutely.
probably know nothing about what's really happening.
This permit has a long history. I don't know, other than you, was anybody else here for the original hearings?
I was
Ron
here
was.
You were, okay.
a year, 2 years ago.
Okay. So this started out with renewal hearings on the Mickey's permit under the prior ownership. They were actually denied at the local board. It went up on appeal. It was denied at other various stages. Ultimately, it went to court, and the court didn't approve it, but they said it needed to come back for some additional testimony. So they remanded it back. In the midst of that, and we've had some discussions with the excise prosecutor, and there were some other instances that had occurred at the bar. And so the sum and substance of the whole situation was an agreement that if the old owners agreed to all of the fines and penalties and the violations and paid all of those fines, subject to finding an independent qualified applicant to where it could be transferred, the permit could be renewed, provided you've got a suitable applicant and you're willing to transfer it to them, to the new applicant. So it can't be renewed unless you've got somebody else taking over. It's not going to be renewed in the old owner's name. I think the old owners are paying fines of about $3,500. If this is approved, they pay that, and then the permit's allowed to transfer to Mr. Coddington. So that's kind of where we are procedurally. And we have some, I've got documentation if you need any of that on the settlements and the violations and that sort of thing. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about Matt. I think you probably want to hear directly from him more, so I'll let him do most of the talking. But Matt currently lives in Indianapolis. However, he grew up in LaPorte. His family, Coddington, owned a clothing store here. His dad has worked as a physical therapist in town, I think in the hospital and the school for a number of years. So he lived here into his 20s, has moved away for a while, and he can talk to you about his background. He has a lot of experience in operating facilities that serve alcohol. He's gone in and helped sort of clean up and turn some businesses around. His mom is still in town, and he is going to be moving back to LaPorte to own and operate this bar. He's got quite a bit of experience. And again, he can go into kind of full details. He plans to sort of completely overhaul things at Mickey's, change the name. He can talk to you a little bit about that. Change the type of bar, change the clientele. Likely change employees as needed, and that will likely occur to a certain extent, and just basically the entire operation. The other issue that's going to be very important to you, our agreement with the state is that Matt has to be a completely independent person from the prior ownership. There can be no connections, no ties whatsoever. The old owners do still own the real property. They would be the landlords. They own the physical structure, but that's the limit of what they're allowed to do. They can have no involvement whatsoever in the operation of the bar. Matt, one of the things he's done over the years, he's worked as a DJ. He has worked for a number of years on a once in a while basis, and fairly frequently has worked as a DJ in this facility. He's never been employed by the bar directly. He does DJing for weddings and other things like that, but he has been in the business, and he can talk to you about that. So I'll let him kind of talk, and then you can ask him whatever you'd like if you want to give him an idea of what you're planning for the establishment.
Well, I'll start off by myself. As people who do not know the bar industry, the alcohol industry, which not everybody does know, if you've ever seen the show Bar Rescue, that's the type of work I've done in the bar industry since I was 21 coming in. I worked in the entertainment industry, in all the underage nightclubs, a lot of promotions. I've been in the DJing industry, doing weddings, birthday parties, everything since I was 16 years old. Me and a selected few that I had picked out, like my brothers and whatnot, we have gone into bars, cleaned up the bars, like underage drinking. It's been numerous cases. That's been the biggest thing across the board with the bar industry. Hey, we want the money. No, you can't do that. You got to follow the laws. You got to follow the rules. We go in, we clean up the businesses, make sure everything is cut and dry to the law, the way things should be. I have done that in numerous places, all over Indiana, pretty much. As far as the town goes, I have been coming back here for the last 10 years, doing weddings, helping people out. Like, I do a whole package of wedding planning. So the catering, the liquor, making sure everything's to law, to stature. So I have been coming back in this area, and I would be moving back into this area. My mom's still here. I'm currently dating somebody who lives here. My plan is to be here full time. The bar does need a total overhaul. After looking at everything that has happened, it just needs to be totally overhauled. Even growing up my whole entire life here, as I'm sure you guys know, you guys have been here a long time here in this town. Mickey's has always been that rough crowd. the rough place to be. Always has been. And that can be changed, and it needs to be changed. It has to. This is an upcoming community, and places like that don't really need to fit in. You have your local bars. There are the local watering holes. There always will be. And it's good for the community as long as it's done correctly to the law, and it serves a purpose.
Give me an idea of what you're thinking, what type of bar, with some of the things you're talking about.
Me personally, the idea and the plan is we want to go more towards a sports bar type feel. A feel for all walks of life. The higher clientele that live out here by the golf course to the people that just want to go watch a football game on Sunday and not be stuck around a bunch of kids, which we've all been there at one point in time or another. You just want to be able to watch a game on a Sunday, a football game on a Monday night. People escape reality sometimes just to come watch a game. We want to make it like a more stadium type feel. The menu will reflect on it. We want to do like burgers, brats, dogs. Make it like you're going to a ballpark. We want to change that whole nostalgic and everything of, oh, that's a rowdy crowd bar. That's the bar where you go to get in trouble. The bar you go to get totally drunk and do whatever you want. That whole thing needs to change.
So how do you go about changing the clientele itself? Because people are used to going there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you turn those people away, or what are you going to do to bring different people in?
You can't necessarily just turn people away. You can't necessarily just do that. But by cleaning up the place, big time, changing the menu, changing rules just along the bar itself. There's a lot of like rules that a bar or a restaurant has, just personally, not even laws, but just rules that can be enforced, can be put in place to weed out the bad apples, weed out the problems. Mm-hmm. A zero tolerance policy always helps. And I've known from working with past ownership, past bars, even some of the people in town, oh, he's my friend, he's a welcome back in. No, doesn't matter that he got totally drunk and somebody served him the wrong amount and this. He's my friend, so he's coming back in. That won't happen. That cannot happen. And that's where most places get into trouble. And you stricten the rules. Put it to the bar rules itself. So somebody comes in, they're, say, inappropriately dressed, because I've seen it numerous times before. They come in, already had a few. There are ways to deny, but with the rules that are in place.
You're going to remodel. Do you want to talk a little bit about what you're doing there? Change the name, tell them.
The name is going to be changed. We're going to change the name. Try to kind of hopefully take that stain that has been there forever, legally, mentally, physically, on this town in general. Like I said, growing up, all I knew as a kid even was that was the rowdy place where all the bad crowd hangs out. Changing the name, cleaning up the place, making sure everything is clean, neat, up to date, more user-friendly, I guess you could say, for a better base clientele.
Are you envisioning like a sports bar kind of a concept?
Yes, I am.
And what about the affiliation you were talking about too? The affiliation?
Yeah, I want to work with, I don't know if anybody's aware of this, but if you go through the right channels, you can get approved for an official sports bar. I want to work on getting it to be an official Blackhawks bar, Chicago Blackhawks, where they are basically like a sponsor. They give you all the rights to use their material. They send you certain things. They make your menus for you. Tell them what they want, but they'll print out the menus with the Blackhawks logo and everything else. And in this area, I mean, even me growing up as a kid, watching a hockey game, it's a great thing, and we'll have that more stadium type feel.
So when you talk about cleaning the bar, and I'm just talking right now about physically,
Yes.
you're talking about, we're taking down all these signs and these old posters and everything. We're
Correct.
washing all this.
Correct.
Are you going to constructually remodel anything, or is it just kind of more right now just to clean up and then kind of put back up nicer and neater?
No. All those signs, because I'm sure you've been there, all those signs, they've got to go. They got to go. The signs, the building itself, painting, taking down all the old stuff, taking it out of the past per se, a total clean. And then as time goes along, after permits, everything has been rectified and all the building issues itself, because I'm sure there are building issues somewhere, after everything is up to code correctly and made sure that everything is up to code, then we want to push forward into building new bathrooms, cleaning up the whole place in general, more functionality.
Okay. Now, the other aspect when you say I want to come in and clean the bar, to me that's employees quite a bit.
Exactly.
Because certain employees, they don't care about the business because it's not their business. They're just there to make a check and be popular. So that to me is important as well, because you guys kind of already mentioned that, but because I think over-serving is one of the biggest issues that have been there in the past, that kind of caused all these major problems with the over-serving. And so where I'm going with all this is, so that reflects on the bartenders that you have working there. And
Exactly.
if you are in Indy, which you're going to come back, I just don't know how soon, then I look at it like you're an absentee owner. So kind of tell us about what are your thoughts on your employees, and because you got to be there and you got to be involved. Otherwise, you're going to run the show again.
I will be there. I will be involved. My other business that is going on, I do advertising. It had me scheduled out. They schedule per quarter. As of next week I do have a couple big projects. After next week, I'm back. And my plan is to be here at least 5 days a week while I'm transitioning. I stay at my mother's while I'm here, take care of my mom. She's getting up there in age. She needs help anyways. I will be in town. And, I mean, I've been doing it for the last 7-8 years. I come up here even before I had weddings and gigs here. I was coming back up to hang out with Mom.
How about in terms of managers, employees? What are some thoughts on that?
Not everybody there is gonna be there within a week. I can't pick and choose as of right now because there are certain stipulations. We might have a good bartender in there who's new, whatnot. It's not fully through evaluation right now, but yes, the staff is definitely going to be changing. I do have 2 guys right now, as of right now, that I've been working with, talking to, kind of picking their brain, seeing where they're at to cover while I'm not there. Because even if I live here, I can't be there 7 days a week, 13 hours a day. I can, but I've done it. I'm just, there's a lot of other stuff that has to get done.
You mentioned the involvement of your brother with
Yes.
you in this. Is he locally here? Local?
He actually lives in Indianapolis right now. His involvement with this place is he's gonna help me train the whole staff. He's been a bartender for the last 13 years. He's trained people all across the board. He has taught safe serve classes. He has been fully certified. He is the best choice I do have, and I trust him. He's not going to steer me wrong. He knows more about the bar industry than anybody I know, as far as the laws, the regulations, what IDs look like, what the proper serve port is. My brother knows more about the liquor industry than anybody I know. He is going to help me train the whole entire staff.
That he will stay in Indianapolis, he's not moving up here?
No. That's the extent of his involvement. He is going to help me train the staff.
Okay, and what is your menu gonna look like? You touched on it just a little bit, but what kind?
I want to make it feel like the menu-wise, you're going to a ballpark. You're going to watch a baseball game. We're going to have the burgers. We're going to have the brats, the hot dogs, the stuff you would get at a vendor at a ballpark. Yes, you have like your B-dubs and wings, but you still don't get that sport feel. You go in there, it's wings. You come to our place, I want you to feel like you're going out to the ballpark.
And soup, because you're not.
Yes.
There's,
There's always soup. Always room for soup. Always room for soup. And we're not above salads as well.
Okay. And what time are you looking like hours-wise, open to close ish? I mean, I understand this can change and you're not set in stone. We're just wondering.
I'm pretty set in stone. It'll be an 11 a.m. to 3 a.m.
Okay.
place.
Okay.
So you're not worried if you are kind of connected with the Blackhawks that every time a fight breaks out on the ice, that one might break out on the floor?
No. No. Absolutely not.
Well, that happens quite often on those hockey games.
And now, I went there last week to do the final inspection for the bar. When I asked the bartender who was there working, because I saw you were from Indy, I said, hey, have you had the opportunity to meet the new owner yet? She replied with, oh yeah, he's been the weekend DJ for years. And I quote that because I wrote it. I was like, that was not what I was expecting to hear, put it that way. So my concern became, are you just a buddy of the previous owner? And
No.
you've been DJing there for years, and now you're going to come in as the front guy that's going to just run the bar and come with all these
No.
great ideas, but really you're just helping your buddy out.
Yeah, I can see the concern. No, absolutely not. That is not even close to the case in the situation. I've DJ'd for pretty much everybody here in town. It wasn't just them. I've DJ'd, I get booked at least twice a month, if not 3 times a month down here at the Old Rothers in Best Western. I do weddings. I'm coming up on wedding season. I have a wedding every Saturday night booked for the next 2 months. And I have built my staff, trained my staff so they can help me out with that so I can take care of this. I do have people working for me. So yeah, I have DJ'd for them, but I've also DJ'd for everybody else in town.
Okay,
Except
so
for
if I would
Lucky's.
go to another bar and say, and they go, oh yeah, he's been our DJ for years.
Except for
Okay.
Lucky's. I will not touch that place. I refuse, but
Okay, any other questions? I guess we would entertain a motion as to,
Anything you guys want to add?
there is one other thing. So I don't know how many of you know or have even heard about, my family has had a name in this town. It's kind of a personal thing, but I want to build that name back up in the town. You're shaking your head. I'm guessing you know Coddington Clothing.
I was gonna say, some of these guys were nodding, I wasn't, but.
My family had Coddington Clothing here in town.
Us old guys do that.
They went out of business in '83. It was a conflict between the brothers, and my dad, he's been in this town. He was a physical therapist for almost anybody in this town. He worked at the hospital, the old Baxter Therapy, went through the high school. And for me personally, the name has, I want to relive this name. This name needs to be out there in the town again. So, this is home to me. It really is.
And you will continue to do the DJ stuff that you have been doing? You're going to cut back on that as you have to spend more time at the bar?
Oh, yes. Like I said, I now have 2 people totally trained to cover my mobile business, and I'm working on others. One of the guys I have totally trained, I have gotten him in to the point where he can train people.
Okay. Anything more?
Make a motion to grant a transfer.
I'll second it as long as you're there once in a while. You have to be there, man.
I will be there all the time.
So that would be okay, the motion's been made and seconded to grant the transfer. All in favor, signify by aye.
I,
Opposed? Thank you.
okay, as you already know, with bar turnaround and whatever, last man standing always has all the problems, because everybody in town that closes
Yeah.
down are gonna head to your place, so
Yeah.
keep that in mind with the history that you're gonna be combating every day right now.
I thought about that.
Good.
Michelle, would it be fair to say that excise will keep an eye on them?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. So just keep that in mind. Have you been in touch with the local health department?
I have not.
Okay.
I am not. They're the first one to call.
And they're in the back row if you would like to get their contact information when you leave.
Most definitely.
Yeah. Trisha will work with you on getting your kitchen straightened out, like you said, because there may be some building
Yes.
issues and stuff that need
Yes.
straightened up. So, all right. Well, good luck to you. I hope it works out. I hope it does.
It will. There's no room for fail.
And he hopes you never see him again here.
That's right.
Yes.
Because then things are going well.
Yeah, it's exactly right.
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
All right. Good luck to you.
Yeah, future renewals, if there's no violations or anything, it becomes automatic, so don't show up.
I'm gonna do everything I can not to. You guys are a fine looking group, but if we don't have to be here to do it again, I would prefer it.
Hopefully, we can say the same thing about your bar. It's a fine-looking bar,
I like it.
but we will watch.
Great. Thanks very much.
Thank you. So we need to make a motion on the last one then.
Okay, I need a motion to approve the minutes.
No,
No.
we need a
Oh,
motion
I need a
to
motion
renew.
For the renewal for the existing Mickey's Bar, RR 4631859.
I'll second.
No, you gotta make the motion. I can't make it.
Yeah, so you'll make it and you'll second it. Okay, the motion's been made and seconded. And with this, because it's a transfer, is that just a one-year renewal?
The
Or should we
transfer
specify?
is automatically
But I
1 year, but the renewal, no, we don't have to specify because it's technically like, what, a week renewal or, you know,
okay.
it's just a renewal for paperwork issues,
Okay.
basically.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Thank you. Okay, the only other thing, unless I'm wrong, is the approval of the minutes.
And I will make a motion to approve the April minutes as written.
Okay, motion's been made to approve the April minutes as written, seconded by John.
I'll second.
All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
Next, we'll have Board 1. My name is Barry Nossine from Michigan City.
Michelle Trevor, State Excise Police.
John Stimley,
John Daniel, LaPorte County.
Okay, we have 4 automatic renewals. They are Walmart, located in LaPorte, Next Door Store, which is located on US 12 in Michigan City, Rich Club, which is located on West 4th Street in Michigan City, and Kruger's Corners Club, located in La Crosse. Do I hear a motion on those 4 renewals?
I'll make a motion for the renewals.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Next, we have a hearing.
Anyone here from any of those locations? No, okay.
Okay, also, when you were sworn in before the other board, that holds true in this board also. Okay, next we have a hearing on Roma Pizza. Come on up. Sit down, please, and state your name.
Alex Amicarelli.
And this
You
is
are the owner.
Correct.
This is an alcohol compliance check violation that occurred back in September of last year, and you paid a $500 fine. Can you tell the board what happened?
My server had a brain fart. I don't know. She knew better. And I knew what was going on when I saw the couple come in with the young girl and the older gentleman. But I failed to, I don't know. On my end, I should have notified her. I knew what was going on because I've seen it before in my other establishment. She just failed to do her due process. She totally bombed it, and I was not happy. And consequently, she never showed back up to work because she knew I was upset. Because she, first off, the license that she was handed was in the wrong direction, and she proceeded to look at it, and I mean, the first thing is it was in the wrong, instead of horizontal, it was vertical, and it says under 21, and it was just, the girl didn't look of age, it didn't check the date. She just totally failed it in every way possible. And
If it was an alcohol compliance check, she wasn't provided an ID of any sort.
the girl, she said that she looked at her ID. I don't know, I didn't see it. I talked to the officer and said that, he said that she looked at it and basically just kind of ignored it. I don't know. I wasn't at the table, so.
No, unless it was not an alcohol compliance check, but I thought that it was. The minor would not have had any ID on her, so if she said she showed, I asked her for ID and she showed me one,
That's what the server told me.
yeah, she wasn't being truthful.
Okay,
So-
that would explain why she never showed back up to work.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, because she knew that not only was it a bad situation, but she just made it worse.
Right.
Type of thing, so.
I mean, and the officer that talked to me in the kitchen, because I was dumbfounded that it even happened, he said that he's been in there before, never had an issue. My wife and I, as a rule of thumb, is you check everybody. I don't care if they're 100 years old or if they're 21 years old. And we get a lot of flack. The servers get a lot of flack because if an older gentleman or lady comes in and obviously they look older, they still get checked. They still get ID because I don't want to deal with this. I mean, it's just better to be safe than sorry and just do your job. That's why you take the training.
And so did you take this opportunity to retrain other employees or kind of use it for a learning tool, or what happened?
Basically, the other servers that I have never had she's very diligent. There's only two other servers, and the one that's been with me for a couple years, and she is very diligent. I've never had it. She checks everybody, anything. She actually gets a lot. She's the main server who gets a lot of flack because she checks everybody, no matter what.
From what we've seen on this side of the table, we see that. Yeah, it looks like they have to constantly remind them, okay, and view them, like you saw that when you saw that possibly something was going to happen. What have you. but it's a constant problem.
Well, the server I have now is older. The server that had the violation is younger, 20-somethings. So I think she just was in the search for the tip, in the search for to make the money, to just expedite everything and try and she just, when I saw them, I knew exactly what happened. I mean, I knew exactly what happened, and I said, "What did they say? Oh no, they had to run. Their friend was here to pick them up," and I knew exactly what was going on as soon as it happened. And I'm like, "You just got stung, and you're going to be back in here in a minute, so be ready."
Well, I've been on this board for 10 years, and I've never seen you here with a violation.
How long have you guys owned that place?
My father's owned, well, before he passed away, he owned it since 1976. And we've been in the restaurant business and doing Roma Pizza since 1967. And I'm a part owner in the one in New Buffalo, Michigan, and Bridgman, Michigan, and Michigan City. So my wife and I, we're in it. We're always in a restaurant. The only days we're not in a restaurant, her or I, is on a Monday. So if she's not there, I'm there. So when this violation happened, I should have been more diligent myself. But then again, I should have, I don't know. We've been doing this a long time, and I don't know how this fell through, and I don't know how this server, knowing it cost myself $500, and I'm sure she has a fine that she has to pay on this. I don't know what the gain is to sell a $2
Right.
draft.
Well, just so you know, for your own peace of mind, what actually happened is that the minor ordered a beer. The waitress did ask her for ID. She said she didn't have it. She asked her birthday, and she told her what her birth date was in the year of 1999.
Which right there would tell you that you're not even 20.
Right. So she didn't do the math. So the waitress didn't do the math because she gave her true birth date. So, but she went and got the beer and brought it back. So, just so you, like I said, for your peace of mind. So yes, you're right. You do know why she didn't come back to work, because she
and I
wasn't truthful to you.
I tried to be as diplomatic as I could, but I knew it was going to cost me over and above that $2 beer.
Right. And people make mistakes, you know. Like I said, she just unfortunately went from bad to worse.
I don't know. See, and I didn't see the transaction happen, but that's the story that I was told after the fact.
Right.
And maybe that was the point, is that she didn't actually look at the ID, and she's trying to cover her own butt. But
Yeah.
we all got stung on that one.
I have no other questions.
Anybody have any other questions? Not looking for a motion?
No, I don't.
I'll make a motion that this is renewal.
Okay.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Thanks for coming.
We'll want you back here next year though, because, and we'll watch what happens as far as if you have any other problems. I don't look that you'll have too many.
Well, I guarantee you won't. I'll be here, but I would guarantee you there won't be any paperwork
Oh, that's good.
violation, because my zero tolerance. My wife and I, there's no excuse for it. There's too much liability, and we spend too much on these restaurants, insurance-wise and everything, to have something like this cause an issue. I mean,
Gotcha.
And you don't have to be here next year if there's not a violation. So it will be on the green list.
I like the green list. I don't like the red list.
Hey, we do too. Thank you.
Thank you. You too. Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Next, we have a hearing on the Cool Running Restaurant, which is located in Michigan City on Center Street. You know what? I missed that when I was reading.
Missed what?
Okay, sit down.
How you doing? Good morning. Jeremy Miller, Cool Runnings.
Okay, and you are the owner.
Yes.
And this is a violation. Happened the same day as Roma Pizza, so they must have been hitting everybody in town. Alcohol compliance check. And you paid a $500 fine as well.
Yes, I did. So I stepped out and I got a call that excise just hit me up for serving a minor. Well, this guy was a fairly new guy. This was his 4th day on the job. No excuse. We were slow. I had one booth and then the excise. I'm like, why are you in a rush? Take your time. This is a learning time for you to make sure you card people. You know, I mean, it was so stupid. I didn't have to fire me, just no, did not come back. Because it wasn't like we were busy and you're like, okay, it's in a rush. People want their drink, people sitting waiting along. This is a time for you to settle down, learn, talk to your customers, and do your job properly. He didn't card the young lady that was sitting there. And we got this for no reason at all on a slow day. So, you know, well, one of my things is my manager wasn't up to par, so she's no longer there. I got new managers, new bartenders, new waitresses. And as he says, just telling them one time is not going to work. You got to constantly telling them, and I got to keep checking my phone. Did you check them? Did you check them? I don't care if it's your mom or your grandma. I need to see you check an ID. So that's what we're doing right now, and I'm just constantly keeping up and just, they might say I'm nagging, but I'm just on them. You got to keep check everybody. I don't care who it is. Unless it's me, who's old enough, and it's my liquor, you don't have to check me, but you need to check everybody.
Yeah, and you're relatively new in the business.
Right. I mean, I shouldn't got hit the second year in business, you know what I mean? I mean, the worst thing, we were slow. 4 people in the restaurant. Shouldn't be no rush, you know? So I apologize for that, and you know, we did some stuff, more flyers, more checking. My new front-end manager, now I stressed that to her, I told her what happened, and if it's her, you know, she's gonna get gone the next day just the same, you know. So everybody has to do their job. We're doing our job in the kitchen. Food is good, so you need to make sure the front is running okay too. Do what you're supposed to do, serve people right, on time, and just abide by the rules and the laws. They got the training, you know. It's not just me alone getting fined, they're getting fined also. So we're trying our best not to make sure that happen, you know. I mean, some people just not gonna do what they're supposed to do, so that's why we just gotta constantly remind
And those are the kind you gotta watch.
them. Yeah.
Because they really don't care. Like she said earlier, it's not their business, they don't care.
Right, so.
So, any other questions?
My concern is, what were the dates that you were closed this year? I'm sure that you have to contact the excise police when you're closed like that.
Well, we were closed in January, I think it's January 12th, no, January 15th, and to the 1st of May. We had to rip up our whole kitchen floor, take it out, because the old floor that they had in there, it wasn't good, but you know, we redid the floor just to get open, so we had to move out everything out of the kitchen, redid the floor and redid the deck, make it look nicer and everything. So, you know, it was a winter time, a little slow time. I understand that the 230 days situation, is that go by you guys or go by the city?
I don't know anything about a 230-day situation, so yeah, that's not me. But if you're closed more than 30 days, then you have to be re-inspected before you reopen. Because if you do if you close for a remodel, we want to see it and make sure that you didn't do any structural changes, I guess is what.
No, it's just the kitchen floor, rip it all up and tile it, resurface it.
Okay.
Because, we show it to Tricia to clean a floor surface in there.
Yeah.
We didn't do anything to bar or anything like that, to just more painting and.
And what did you do to the deck?
Just paint it and redo the floor also. And, just make it look a little bit tropical.
Okay. Yeah, anytime you close for 30 days.
Okay.
There is a new form now that you can submit that says, we were closed, but basically, I swear I haven't done any remodel.
Oh.
So you can do that for them, but I will probably just stop out sometime when you're open, just when
Right.
I'm in town to see what you did and make sure.
Because I wanted to put a bar in it, but I called excise and they said no, that cannot be. So that was off, but that would have just taken up too much space that we needed, So we just go through and do a painting and a bamboo ball decor, make it look, a little bit islandish.
Okay.
So nothing was changed to the layout or the structure or anything like that.
Okay.
So what form will that be though?
Oh, it's on the website. I don't know what it's
I'm
called.
not planning to anywhere, because we were so bombarded since we reopened, and it's good. It's going good,
Yeah, good,
So-
good.
All right, I apologize for that. As I say, I'm going back now and I'm going to scare them again. Check everybody. All right?
Threaten to send them here next time.
Yeah, I'm going to send them to the meeting.
You
Hey,
go.
you know what? That's a good idea. Let them come sit in here. And
Any other
your
questions?
people have to please.
Oh,
Okay, I'm looking for a motion.
I'll make a motion. that we
Second.
renew.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Thank you
yeah,
very much.
good luck.
Okay, carried. Next we've got, get the sheets first. Next we have Brewery Lodge in Michigan City. You ladies in the back there, what are you here for?
Supporting
Gotcha, oh, okay.
the cheerleaders.
I knew this was the last one we had, and I didn't know. Okay, if you'll, hang on a second.
Oh, go ahead.
If you'll state your name, please.
Excuse me, John Van Proyen. I'm the owner of Brewery Lodge. I brought my chef with today,
Kelly Cahalan,
Kelly Cahalan.
And she's what?
the executive chef.
Executive chef.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
How do you spell your last name?
CAHALAN.
Is it okay if I hand out some
Kelly with a Y?
papers and sort of
Yes,
resume?
okay, fine. Thank you. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
So this is an application for a new beer, wine, and liquor permit. You currently have beer and wine only. And so, so again, to kind of bring the board up to speed since we've got some relatively new members. So the Brewery Lodge initially wanted to apply for a hotel permit. But you have to have 25 rooms to qualify under current state law as a hotel. So they couldn't apply for that because you have how many rooms?
We have 15, we have 12 in operation.
Okay, yeah, so they only have 15 rooms, so they couldn't apply for a hotel permit. So they got the beer and wine permit, I think partly too because the kitchen really wasn't up and running and things like that. So now what they are proposing is they are applying for a beer, wine, and liquor permit, but because it's in an unincorporated area, they have to sell $100,000 worth of food a year. If they don't, then they can only have beer or beer and wine. So that's where we're at now. So if the beer, wine, and liquor permit is approved today, they have sent a letter with their application saying we agree to relinquish our beer and wine permit. So that's where we're at. So, all right, I'll let you take it away, John, and tell the board what your plans are.
Well, so we basically got open last October, and our primary business is a hotel, renting the hotel rooms, and we wanted to develop a concept of more of an upscale hotel with kind of as a tourist destination during the weekends of couples or just folks traveling from out of town, staying the night, getting a nice dinner. We bought a brew bus. We do the brewery tours, winery tours up into Michigan and around Michigan City, and just try to make a nice offering. In addition to that, we're on 40 acres, so we have some plans. Actually, we're talking about doing like a mushroom hunt with a mushroom dinner and so forth afterwards. Possibly a farmer's market. special one this summer, but trying to make it a unique experience about it. So Kelly came on board right around the first of the year, which is good and bad. Especially with the cold weather and that, it was really tough. We didn't have very many customers and much business. In fact, in January, there was 9 days straight where we didn't have anybody stay at the hotel and not one customer come in into the restaurant. So, but we're out of that. So our sales numbers, which I submitted to Michelle, don't show that much, but it shows that we're coming out of that and ramping. So just like before we left today, I just printed out like last night's sales for the restaurant, and she did 24 dinners, which was over $400 some in sales, which is the majority of our sales over beer and wine. That's what we're selling right now, and that's typical. So that's just a Thursday night or strong nights, and she could talk. Wednesday. Today's Thursday. Our strongest nights, of course, are Friday and Saturday nights, and then we also do a Sunday brunch, which starts it's from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. So these are some of our actual dishes. Maybe Kelly, you can kind of explain
absolutely. So I actually change up the menu pretty much weekly. I try to stay seasonal. So right now with our small kitchen and being just me, I offer about 3 to 4 entrees a night. Being a smaller restaurant, I feel like people like a smaller menu and all of it is done well. So we also offer a bar menu that is always available, and that changes as well. So right now we have a few items on there as far as hummus and pita. We do a small and large charcuterie board with crostini, all the fixings. We do flatbreads, and then we do different dips, caramelized onion dip, chips, just things that are people pleasers and a casual snack as well.
And then your Sunday brunch.
Yep, and then Sunday brunch we do from 9 to 3. So recently, my husband Reese, we actually both study in Chicago. I went to LaPorte on Blue in Chicago, and he went to Kendall in Chicago. We met cooking on the line at Boca, and then we traveled to Charleston and studied lots of seafood and fish, and he actually came on board, and he will be starting full-time in about a month here. So we plan to focus a lot on our wedding events and catering in-house as far as that goes, so that we don't have to outsource caterers. We can kind of take care of it all there, and then we'll be able to expand our menu as well with an extra hand there.
So for example, like next Saturday we have it's a wedding shower, correct?
Wedding shower, you got the bridal brunch.
Which all that food's prepared on site. That's over $1,000. It's just a luncheon with that she's preparing. We're also in the process of drawing up kitchen upgrades so that we can handle a little bit more volume. I don't know if any folks have ever been to Nose Creekwood Inn, but it's basically a house, and it's a pretty small kitchen. So we're limited a little bit in volume there with that, but we have a plan that I'm getting estimates on and so forth to, improve some of the cooking equipment and get things where we can do a little bit more volume. But what we're doing right now is, she can handle it. I just brought our Facebook reviews in here. It's 4.9 out of 5, and that's all based off of food pretty much. So, I guess we're seeking the 3-way liquor license to continue to upgrade our offering that we're giving the customer. The better the restaurant does, the better offerings we have, the more room rates we could charge. It all kind of goes together.
Where's the location at?
Yeah. It's the old Creekwood Inn. It's right on exit 40. Off of Muir Road, right when you get off, you take a left there. I've got some banner signs up. I need to do a permanent sign, but that's pretty costly. It's coming.
Yeah, so we're just looking to create an atmosphere, and we've been doing the Wine Wednesday. See, as that picture open, so it's available all day. You get a $20 bottle of wine with the purchase of a large charcuterie board. And we had a really great night last night. As far as that goes, you know, hanging out the couches around the fireplace we have, and just creating a really relaxed atmosphere where people can enjoy good food and just kind of hang out.
I'm getting hungry looking.
That one was my
The
favorite.
brunch, yeah, we did a St. Patrick's Day
My mouth's
brunch.
watering here.
That was John's plate, actually, because we did the corned beef hash. We did the scratch corned beef hash.
Very nice. Talk to me about the mushrooms.
Are you a mushroom fanatic? Do you know? Jason?
Is it Justin or Jason?
Justin, I'm sorry. What it's called, the fungi. That's the name of his business.
I didn't know that.
No.
It's pretty funny.
He's licensed. That's what he does for a living. He's licensed. He grows and sells them. He's in Michigan City, and he supplies restaurants with them. So we're on 40 acres. So the plan is he's got to scout it, the morels, in next week or two to see if we can actually do it. But the plan is more of an educational thing. Go out, hike the property, and then he'll have his mushrooms as well, and then she can cook them and prepare them, and it's just a theme thing. Maybe it's $10 ticket or something, but we're looking for stuff to get people to know where we're at. There's a lot of people that never heard of us because we're new, but you can't see it from the road.
Yeah, I tried.
And our driveway's a third of a mile long, so we get people that are come down and just to check it out and then drive away, and we just need more exposure on it.
Also hand out flyers at your other place.
Yep, we do that. We actually took the back page of the LaPorte convention guide, so that really plays out well. Those things are everywhere.
Yeah.
So
And another thing we did for Valentine's Day, a ticketed dinner with wine pairings and food. A set price for 4 courses, and it was a huge success. So I think we made about $900 just in food sales on that night. So that's something that we definitely moving forward want to do.
yeah, that was $75 a person, and you got filet, you got
Scallops. And then handmade pasta. Me and my husband like to do handmade pasta as well.
Yeah, you want nights like that every night.
Well,
Yes,
yeah.
exactly, and you're gonna need them
Right.
every night to make the $100,000 worth of
Absolutely.
food. Like your numbers from last night, you're gonna need that every night that you're open, because you're only doing,
Right.
4 nights a week,
Right.
right? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday,
And
Saturday?
The bar menu is
And
also
Sunday.
available every day of the week. So there's a server. It's simple stuff. It's already prepared food that they know how to do as
And
well.
technically, that doesn't count for
Okay.
your food sales. Chips and things like that don't count. It's gotta be prepared on premise, so.
It all is prepared.
Is prepared on premise. I make all the dips from scratch.
She makes everything. There's
But the
nothing.
meats and cheeses, nobody's back there making cheese. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. That's like
Okay,
a
I
prepared,
get
you know
that
what I
part.
mean? Or the chips that go with the dip. The dip is made there maybe, but the chips,
Well,
so.
just okay. January, there was no one there. There's nobody to sell anything to. February got a little better. March and April is getting better. So like last night, we had like 4 rooms sold. All right, we're sold out this weekend. But a month ago, we had maybe 1 room or 2. We're moving towards being full dinner on Tuesday nights fairly quickly here, probably Memorial Day. Open for lunch on Friday. As the season comes, we're going to expand it. We're not going backwards. I mean,
Okay.
we're going. We're doing it to make money here. So we have to expand.
Yeah, and with a 209 permit, it basically says that for existing permits, which technically you are, existing business, you have to already be at that food level. It's for new businesses that
But how do
we let you
as-
project. So that's why I'm being really like, what is happening? Because this is a lot of food, and if you can't take a gradual increase. That's what I'm saying. You gotta quickly, because for new
Well-
businesses they allow you to project it and do the 200,000. in a 2-year period. But for existing businesses, they want you to already be doing that. So by you not doing that yet, you know, we're going on a limb you're saying you're gonna, but we want to make sure that it's gonna happen kind of fast.
But when you apply for a new license, you're doing projections because you're new. It's a projection, correct?
Yes, but you're an existing business.
Okay.
It's not like you just built it or you're just now opening it.
But even if you just took last night's sales and multiplied it by 365, we would be over it right now.
Well, let me ask you, and this is for you too, it's a question I have. When you bought that place, it was just an inn, right? I mean, did they didn't serve food, did they?
When we bought the place, we bought it from Lalomere High School, and they were using it as a dormitory.
Oh, okay.
So
it was not an existing business at that time.
Correct.
So then you bought it, and now you got a 3-way, and you're serving food and what have you.
No, they got a 2-way right now.
Oh, they have a 2-way right now?
And the reason I didn't apply for a 3-way right away, not anticipating the questions that I'm getting today, but my thought was when I got it was, it's new, I'm going into winter, okay, it's going to be hard. It's going to be a hard winter, which it definitely was. Mm-hmm. So I got to attract a chef during the winter. Kelly saw some rough times. I mean, what are we doing here? There's nobody here.
Who am I making all this food for? I'm making handmade pasta. And
now that we're out of it, that's the reason we're here, because we are 100% confident that we're going to do the 100,000 even this calendar year.
Okay, so my question to you is, under those circumstances where it wasn't an existing business, but he bought it and now it's a business, and he's got his permit, wouldn't he go on the 2-year system, so he can gradually, eventually make that up there?
Well, I don't think that's what I'm saying. I'm going to look at it like that, but legally, by definition, no, I don't think so. But that's what I'm saying. I'm willing to look at it like that.
Okay, all right.
But yeah, if you look at the definitions and what it says about, the 209 and food requirements in existing businesses versus new businesses and things like that, technically no. But like I said, I would, as long as, and that's why I asked you ahead of time, show me some menu and be prepared to talk about this, because this was a concern for me. And not to compare the other business, because I know it's a completely different thing down the road. But I know the menu there is very minimal, as far as food choices go. So
it's a different subject matter, but we're finishing up our kitchen. It's
huge.
It's bigger than this room, and it's going to be set up for catering and so forth. But in addition to that, our food sales last year were over 150,000. So we're over that mark there.
You want to make sure too that you keep the health department informed what you're doing. Mm-hmm. And she's right back there. You can go back there.
Well, everything over at Zorn, she's approved. Okay. And in this, our kitchen, of course, that we're cooking in now is licensed and approved. The improvements, I'm still trying to get bids and figure out exactly what kind of hood we're going to put in. The room is only 12 by 9 feet, the kitchen. Okay. So some of the hoods take the whole room. So I'm trying to figure out exactly what the efficient part is before we start any construction.
Then you want to do something to get people in there in the wintertime, like snowball fights or buy a cougar and be chased by a mountain lion, something like that.
I think by next winter, I think the local folks, because we get a lot of repeat people that come in, keep coming back, that are local. So I'm not so much worried about it. It's just that first time.
Well, and by mouth is the best advertising. So those people that are coming back are going to be talking to their friends and stuff.
Yeah. So our fans left, but
they had to go.
That was one of our fine diners that comes all the time, and the other one was one of our bartenders that is going to be in charge of, mixology and doing mint juleps for the Derby on Saturday, if things go well.
Are you still living in Chicago?
So I live in Valparaiso
Oh,
right
okay.
now. Yeah, I
So
grew up
you're
in
not
Munster.
transferring back and
And
forth all the time. Okay.
yeah, me and my husband both own a house in Valparaiso.
Okay. All right. Any other
Maybe
questions?
moving on this way.
None?
Yeah, next year renewal, they have to put down what they made in food, right?
Right.
And I think those pop-up dinners and seated dinners is a great way in those slow months too,
So if you
that
don't make
helped us.
it, we could take it back.
No.
I'm sure you
Do whatever you want.
If there's no further questions, can I have a motion?
I'll make it happen.
Eat this.
Yeah, oh yeah.
If there's no further questions, can I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Thank you
Thank
much.
you.
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
Met you
Good to see
before.
you
Thank
again.
you.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave you with these pictures so you can
So
come
you-
Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much.
I'm gonna go home and tell my wife, here, this is what you're looking at. For me.
Thank you.
And John, I don't know if I'll make it today, but I'll be up to your final inspection.
Impressive.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
I don't know what day. If you guys open every day, somebody's there, right?
Yeah.
And I don't even need to walk through everything like I did before. I probably just want to check the kitchen and make sure that it's, you said it's the same right now though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know when it would be updated on the state website?
When what's gonna be updated?
Because it's like pending to active.
Well, it doesn't go to commission until the 8th.
Oh, there's another step after this? Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is only a recommendation to
Oh,
the state, and then it goes to Indianapolis and goes to commission on May 8th.
okay,
But they always listen to us.
okay,
So
Sometime.
it won't go before the 10th or so,
okay,
at least.
okay.
Yep.
All right,
I'll be there before
okay.
10th, 11th, yeah.
Thank you much.
You're welcome.
Thank
Good luck.
Thank you.
And I will make a motion that we approve the April minutes as written.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Second? In favor, yeah, okay. And the meeting is adjourned.